Jolan true Centurions, and welcome back to another episode of Starfleet Command, Orion Pirates. I am Fleet Admiral Derek of the battleship RAS Fendere, as we continue our campaign against the United Federation of Planets, starting to put the hurt and the pain on the planet at 12-7. We shall siege it more. So, without further ado, let's kick off more sieges. Hopefully planetary assaults. They tend to be a little bit more fun than shipyard assaults, although this one is a patrol. So a nice easy way to begin whatever operation we are currently going underway. So immediately hit that red alert, increase speed steadily. We will immediately go to enveloping plasma torpedoes. Odds are, whoever we're fighting, we're probably going to use them. And do I see him? No, that's just random stars. We are escorted today by RAS Atrox, which is another one of those large Dideridex-looking dreadnoughts, as well as the Poacher. So random pirates that we dragged along on this operation, paid them quite a bit of decent money and told them, hey, you get to raid Federation ships. Unfortunately, we're only squaring off against an FFV. So a little tiny frigate. Well, we prepared the enveloping plasma torpedoes anyway. I suppose we can't exactly unprepare them. Although by the time we actually make it to them, that may be already done. So make sure that we go over to ECM, set our normal 4 and 2, just to overpower any sort of defense he may try and come up with. Reinforce that forward shield just to ensure that he will never cause any damage to us whatsoever. Double check the sensors, make sure that there's nobody else around. Prepare the pseudo bombardment. Are you running away? Which honestly is your best decision here. Nope. Massive pseudo wave. He will respond accordingly. He does. Wait for it. Wait for it. Slow down the speed of time to normal. The USS Longstreet. It's kind of sad that such a small vessel was named the Longstreet. He's steadily increasing his speed. We'll fire everything now. And followed up with all the phasers, just to make sure. Always make sure. Burn them completely with phaser fire. Managing to pull that operation off without too much difficulty at all. That was a lot of firepower sent to a single frigate. 2 dreadnoughts and a, I guess a pirate destroyer? 72 prestige. Not really worth the effort, but we're going to pop back here, continue the operation, and another planetary assault. That's what we want. Knock down the defensive rating of the planet as best as we can. Hopefully we'll still have escorts, and we do. We are still being escorted by the Atrox. The Atrox operating in this area alongside us as our sister vessel. Enveloping plasma torpedoes, and currently squaring off against a BBX. Yep, and nothing else so far. The planet is a PLPH-5, so it will have some kind of phaser defense. I'm not quite sure if it'll be the massive superpower defense, but it could be. So we'll have to pay a little bit of attention to that. Set up our 4-2, because he's doing pretty much the exact same thing. And reinforce the forward shields fully and completely. Phaser capacitor is fully charged, so now we have a whole bunch of energy to actually drive towards the enemy. And double check our current reserves. We could go down a little bit, but why bother? By the time we actually make it to him, we should be good. And just double checking, there doesn't appear to be any other enemy vessels out there, but that could change. We have seen times when the enemy suddenly shows up. This is the BBX, so he'll have 2 fighters or 4 fighters. Not really dangerous to us at all. So we don't even really have to worry about sort of focusing on them. Alright, all the plasma torpedoes, fire them now. Pseudo torpedoes will begin our break to port, which does actually still bring us towards him, kind of, but it's a turn that I'm fine with. Also, we're going to follow it up with all the plasma. So, frankly, I think he's kind of screwed anyway. So he's killing all of his speed. His Gatling phasers open to fire on the pseudo torpedoes. And we're going to continue to work around the edges just a little bit. We can start turning in once he starts increasing his speed. And by the time we finish the turn, he should be up to a speed of 4 where we can open fires. Alright, turn on in. All plasma torpedoes selected, ready to rock. 3.5 will fire. All the plasma is now heading his way. All the heavy phasers. Just die. Okay, that's all of his fighters. And big chunking didn't actually knock out his forward shield. That concerns me. Oh, because we didn't fire part of our plasma torpedoes. What the heck? There we go. All weapons engaged. Fire as fast as you possibly can. Emergency tractors are engaged. Stern firing plasma torpedo went out. Unfortunately, we've lost our rear shield. It's not the worst thing in the world. This is a planetary assault after all. Set our plasma torpedoes back to normal mode. Looks like the Aatrox getting in with some long-range plasma fire. Didn't want to get left out. And it might be a good idea to cloak if we didn't have to worry about dragging these mines around. Whole bunch of incoming fire from his photon torpedoes, but luckily we're currently on a defensive shift. He's down in power, so he can't power his whole system. Keep plinking away. Blast into him, cause damage to his reactors, cause damage to his systems. I want to make sure that he goes down. Or at least doesn't hurt us in a serious way. So once again, getting out there with a whole bunch of missiles, causing him as much damage as he can. The Gatling phaser is proving very effective, but I can't really turn away from him, which we need to. Mine. Okay, that got him. Okay. See if we can't get through a turn before, you know, we can fire with that. Like that. That was what we were trying to get around. He's about to bring Gatling phasers around from the other side, but we are outside of range, so we won't have to worry about that too much. Our defensive plasma torpedoes are engaging, wiping the mines off, or the missiles off our stern, and we can shut off that defense. Let's keep blinking away, making sure every hit counts. I don't think he's got armor anymore, so that'll be a huge boon to us. Plasma torpedo, it is at a range of 6.5, and he is running, so it's not the best launch, but it'll work. We'll follow that up with another torpedo. If he's going to dump anything, he'll do it now. He didn't, so I'm going to assume he can't. R-type plasma torpedo is about to come online. It is the Emnier. So are you going to survive long enough for me to get R-type plasma torpedoes out into you, or is the Aatrox going to take you out first? So we have 2 R-type plasma torpedoes in space, and detonation. Excellent. So we've managed to take out the battleship. Not really a fair fight. I mean, 2 dreadnoughts versus a single battleship. Only a fool would try and fight that one. And we'll finish the repair work on our systems. Enveloping plasma torpedoes once again. We need all of them that we can get. Phaser capacitor is mostly charged. There's a point of power that is currently not being reserved for this phaser. I wish I could tell them to charge it anyway. I mean, we may as well have it. And what am I forgetting? Anything? Nope. Everything seems to be fine. So let's increase the speed of time and rush on into the planet. Set a probe just to find out exactly what we're dealing with. I don't anticipate anything too dangerous, but it might be the 8... yeah, it is the 8 photon torpedoes and the 8 phaser 4s and the 16 phaser 3s. So we're going to have to rely on our forward defenses and a little bit of our defense shift, although it does appear like he is handily working on that. So he's putting out 2 points of ECCM to counter our ECM. If I do this, will you follow me? And he's now starting to put out some ECM, but he decided not to. He's going to keep track of my ECM systems. Will you go to 4? He is at 4. If I go all 6, how will you respond to that? You do have the energy to counter me, but you're not. And there it goes. Okay, so he's going to counter me no matter what I do. So we will drop back to the 4-2 and just deal with it as it comes. Aatrox already getting involved with the long-range plasma bombardment. Doesn't look like it's punching through just yet. It is making those strikes at a range of about 10, so it should get through soon. We'll get ready with another pseudo barrage to soak up the phaser fire once we get into range, although we are going rather slow for that. Let's increase the speed. We don't need that much energy in the reserve, although a decent amount is always nice to have. So light blinking fire, trying to break through his reinforcement, and we will prepare the heavy plasma torpedoes. And also prepare to stop. And away, all stop. Reduce the speed of time to something normal. And fire an R-type pseudo torpedo incoming. And all the heavy torpedoes. There we go. So all stop here. Our forward shields are 49 points of energy boosted. Able to take the damage. Excellent. So just wait until we knock down his shields. There we go. We've knocked out most of the shields, but not the forward ones. So there is that. We've dealt 39 damage through by hitting all around him. And we will continue the bombardment with heavy plasma torpedoes only. And our forward shield does appear to be holding, so we are relatively safe. If he starts engaging with photon torpedoes, I'm a little concerned that they might hit the sides, but I don't think that did. So we should be good. Yep, shields still holding. Barely. Battleship able to take that kind of punishment and keep on fighting. Heavy plasma torpedoes are back up, so we'll blast them once again. This time, he's got no defensive shields, he's got no shuttle bay, he has no nothing. Tempted to draw a little bit closer, but judging from the light fire from photon torpedoes, I'm not going to risk that. Still rather dangerous. So we'll consider here probably one more barrage, and then I'll feel safe doing it. Although, let's check his marine count. Patrol the Aatrox is going to town on him. 14 Marines. One more barrage ought to do it. Barrage! Let's pick up the speed a little bit. Let's get right on Navo. Yeah, that did it. Fairly certain you have nothing left. Pulling in range tells us he has no phaser systems, although he's trying to repair a couple of them. Let's just continue the plasma torpedo bombardment. The steady, inexorable death and destruction all stop so we don't crash into the planet. Although, engage with all weapons, just blast away. We've managed to kill everybody on the planet, and now can we take the planet? There we go. Planet captured. 12X, 12I. Let's see if we get for that. 495 prestige, I think it is. Hopefully. That'll be a decent amount to have. We weren't using pseudo-frigates. That is something we should probably remember. It is something very effective in our arsenal. The planet is down to 15 Empire defense. So 3, maybe 4 more missions, and we'll get it. Unfortunately, we're tied up on an asteroid base assault. It turns out that random things needed to get done. Unfortunately. And we apparently were the only ship in sector. Red alert, increased speed. We are currently escorted by the Warbride, who is a pirate vessel, as well as the Timberwolf, another pirate vessel. We're squaring off against a Federation vessel and a evil Orion heavy cruiser. So what kind are you? According to this, you are an FFL, so a frigate leader, and an HRX-3. No idea. Doesn't really matter. We have the same tactic for every single type of operation like this. Focus on ourselves. What was that? You heard that, right? Some kind of like zzz, like powering down of something. Plasma torpedoes are set to enveloping, yes. We have all kinds of energy, indeed. Okay, let's go to the 4-2. Third vessel has shown up. It's a BCG. Oh, a Kirov class just showed up. Okay, now we have an interesting issue. So 2 heavy cruisers versus us, a frigate and a war destroyer? Although this is a pretty decently armed destroyer, if that is what it is. It might be a heavy cruiser. I mean, it's got 3 plasma torpedoes. Granted, by this point, heavy cruisers are like 4 to 5, 6 sometimes. Oh boy. We need to get up in there. So our ECM systems are engaged. Our forward shields are now being reinforced. At least I think our ECM... Yeah, it is. So let's kick up the pace, get on top of them, and, well, try and kill these people. It is kind of tempting to go after this heavy cruiser, but this Kirov class is going to be pretty dangerous, especially... Are you an X-type refit? You are. Okay, so he's going to have a whole bunch of Phaser X's. And Federation ships with Phaser X's are excellent arcs. We are going to probably rely a little bit on our pseudo-frigates. Let's expend more energy to get on in there, because we do need to kind of get on in there. It's a long trip to get there, but we need to be there. This is an important battle. Although if you can kill the Hope before we show up, that'd be great. It's not looking grand. We're going to focus on the BCG. If we get to the Kirov class first, we can do a lot of damage here. Slow down the speed of time, see if we can't get a decent idea of what we're getting into. No idea, you're still engaging somebody else. Oh, you have a single plasma torpedo. Is that an R? That is an R-type plasma torpedo. You are, in fact, incredibly dangerous. Pseudo-torpedo, you. Fire pseudo. You. Fire pseudo. Prepare heavy plasma torpedo assault. And there is the light frigate. The frigate leader. You are also equipped with plasma torpedoes. Wow, everybody's with plasma up in here. Heated crash stop, that's what we were looking for. So slow way down so we have the engine power back. And crap, we're going to be way too close for this operation. And we're about to fly in front of them, which means photon torpedoes galore. I got 30 points of energy in my forward shield at this point. An incoming plasma torpedo from the stern. He started to accelerate, but it's just not enough yet. I'm going to have to break off from this one. All phasers only. Punch through. Start to come around and focus with phasers only. We need to build some distance. That broke a hole in things. That's not great. Repair systems. Stern phasers plinking away, dealing a decent amount of damage here. Unfortunately, we've lost 2 shields out of this, and he's right on top of me, which is not a place I want him to be. Stern plasma torpedo will take to the face. I have no weapons quite ready for this. All stop. Let him swing in front. Phasers. Another S-type plasma torpedo. F-type plasma torpedo. More phaser fire? No. R to the face. That'll stop you quick. It didn't, surprisingly. Do I have another plasma torpedo on that side? I do not. The Emnir, again, is pretty badly damaged, and so are you. Okay, we got you. Let's pick up the speed a bit. We do need to start going. The MDR took a huge hit there. He's down to a speed of 1.5, and he has no shuttle bay. Just bring the bow around, and we'll be able to wipe him out with our R-type plasma torpedo. How's the repair work going? I need you fixed. I need you fixed. Phasers, keep blasting away into his stern just as soon as you charge. We're almost there. A little bit more. A little bit more. This might actually kill him. It did. Alright, so you're torn apart. And it's the enemy Timberwolf. So now we're starting to pick up the speed, get back into the action here. After our little, like, drop-down stop fight. And let's get our pseudo-frigates deployed. Because we need them. Go. And go. You can get there faster than we can. Our acceleration rate is terrible. Increase the speed. Let's get up there. Let's not be caught waiting behind. Oh, you are tractoring. Take the shot. He doesn't have a shuttle bay, so yeah, this shot's going to hit him. I think 25 is good enough. Oh no, it's enveloping mode, so no, it burns faster than usual. So we needed to be within 15. Besides, it didn't matter because it's destroyed. Okay, pseudo-frigates, come home. It's too dangerous to leave you out there with Phaser 4 shooting around. Increase the speed of time to the maximum. And pop back home. Everybody's good and happy. And everything is mostly repaired. So now we can get back to the planet, or asteroid base, and wipe it the heck out. Once we've done that, well, I don't know. Coffee? Cupcakes? Something fun? So plasma torpedoes almost fully ready to go, and there it is. We're at full power, ready to utterly annihilate things. Now this, unfortunately, is not enough to actually utterly annihilate him. It's enough to basically wipe out all of his armor. But so far, in all of our experience so far, the one big Alpha Strike blast from our heavy plasma torpedoes has never managed to completely wipe out, well, the Phaser 4 system, which is the only important one that matters. Although maybe now that he's taken a little bit of damage. Okay, everything starts to slow down. Heavy plasma torpedoes going out there, striking targets. And I think we can get in a little bit closer. Not too worried. Probably should be, but not. And plasma torpedo, but probably a bit too far. And plasma torpedo. Now phasers to blink away. And that took him out. Once again, that starbase, it's misleading because, you know, so much energy is wrapped up in that Phaser 4 that if it's not down, you really don't get any real understanding of how much damage it's actually taken. So let's see, 192 prestige, not too bad. Tile neutralized, pop back here, mission, and a convoy raid. I hate convoy raids with the Romulans. Oh, the fact that it takes so long to charge and get ready to hit with another round of shooting is just frustrating. So let's increase our speed. Plasma torpedoes, we will set them to enveloping. It's not super critical, but I'd like it to be the case. We are currently escorted today by the Lunas Duo, our old ship, although, you know, our old ship wasn't this small. Our Lunas Duo was much, much bigger. Freighter. So not seeing anything super special and or powerful. So we should be able to cruise on in here and kill things unless a dreadnought suddenly saw. Nope, it's a frigate. The escort was a frigate. An XFF to be sure, but still a frigate. We've been running into a couple of these anyway. I believe the last convoy we went after also was just a frigate. So no real concern here. Just get up to speed. Also make sure that we are currently going forward too, just because it's good to stay in the habit. If we fall out of the habit, then bad things could happen. Going up to our maximum cruising speed. Let's get that forward shield reinforced for what few points of energy we can spare into it. And do a quick double check. Make sure it's just a whole bunch of freighters and the single frigate. Does appear to be that way. Although the frigate, I would assume you would be traveling faster. Although maybe he had to charge them heavy plasma torpedoes. Well, not plasma, but heavy photon torpedoes. Still, would have expected him to be sooner. No targets quite around yet. I mean, we are still sort of getting in there. And then, of course, they will launch their defensive systems. And oh, while we're at it, you go. I can't control you anyway, so I may as well send you to do something useful. Split off from the main group. I'll fire at the frigate, and that'll knock them down from doing anything to me. This and this is what we want to engage with. Heavy photon torpedo did hit the front, shocked it a little bit. We are selecting, yeah, 2 plasma torpedoes. Fire the pseudos, and slow right on down. because when he reacts to it, we are going to focus on pretty much him. There's stop. Yep, instant and on a dime. So work our way around. Screw it. We're just going to crash stop on top of him. Because we can't afford to take the hit, but we also can't afford to let him live. Oh, crap. No. Pseudo frigates. Evade! Evade! There we go. Okay. You're dead. Increase speed. Plasma torpedoes back to normal mode. We don't need the energy. So let's get back up to speed. Also, shield reinforcement doesn't need to be that high. So we'll pour all kinds of points of energy into moving, because these need to die. And if you wouldn't mind starting to engage. There you go. So we have a single stern-type firing plasma torpedo. We're not actually in arc for you, although we will be shortly. So get ready to shoot it down the throat of whatever this is, an APX. It looks like a Hydran ship. At least that's what I believe the Hydran ones look like. It is an armed priority transport, so we'll send a plasma torpedo his way. And the big old tanker is about to take a whole bunch of plasma torpedo shots from the pseudo frigates. Unfortunately, not enough to kill it. So we'll have to get involved here. There we go. That's one down. And how did that... the APX looks like it took it, surprisingly enough. It didn't try to avoid. So we'll start dealing damage here. And I'm anticipating... Yep, there's your Wild Weasel. It has the ability to deploy them. It's also better, defended and armed than other freighters. Shouldn't have done that. Should have waited for the Wild Weasel to stop operating. But I'm impatient. And besides, we have our pseudo frigates around to sort of back us up here. So they put a decent amount of firepower into the free trader. Unfortunately, none of our weapons quite yet ready to engage, and we are working kind of the outskirts of this battle at this moment. So slow way down, so that we can kind of turn this a little bit tighter. Incoming plasma torpedo. Nope, it was a fake. They're tricking him. They're using that psychological warfare to terrify him. Want to get him to surrender. That wasn't enough to kill you. That was a lot of phaser firepower, and you're just a freighter. Well, I suppose this freighter design is used for certain warships, too. So, more plinking firepower, and a zippy little turn coming from our pseudo frigate. And we got a... Which one should we go for first? I will dump a plasma torpedo right in your face. Although it looks like he's got it for you. Will you survive it? He might. It's entirely possible. Yeah, he did. He won't survive that one, though. Send an F-type plasma torpedo his way. Prep another F-type plasma torpedo, because I assume you're going to Wild Weasel, but you might not, and if you don't, I want to follow it up with another plasma torpedo. You did the moment our pseudo frigate engaged. Okay. Select, actually, no, you. Pseudo torpedo. Target you. Phasers. There we go. And last one. Oh, no, you're the last one. Do I have more pseudo torpedoes? I do. Fire pseudo. Come on. You are facing it, right? Did I select the wrong one? I think I did. This S-type plasma torpedo. Hi. I'm just going to be right on top of you and basically ruin your day. And I assume you are going to... You did not. Interesting decision to make. I don't necessarily respect it, nor do I understand it. You're the last freighter in the group, my friend. And I'll waste the plasma torpedo to finish him off. What was that? 204 prestige, an astounding victory, and... Okay. Game. This is the second time you've done this to me. The first time was in the Iraq campaign, and we had a very beautiful, large, and powerful battleship. And now, we were just in a King Condor, and you've blown me up again at the end of a mission, put me inside a rock. Granted, I like rocks. They're cool ships with powerful vessels attached to them. But game, that is some bull. So, I suppose there's no better time to end the episode than right there. I mean, we've lost our second King Condor, and this time it wasn't our fault. The game has, unfortunately, glitched on us in a very, very, very annoying way. Because that's a very, very expensive ship. And we are, as you can see, a very long way away from getting it back. So, I suppose we have to continue the... Oh, at least the tile is neutral now. But anyway, I guess that's where we're going to have to leave it today. I've been Tarek. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to receive a notification anytime I release one of these videos, press that little bell icon, leave a comment. I think that's, aside from being annoying, we must press on and continue anyway. And I will see you all in the next episode.